Hey crafty peeps, it's Angela Holt with Angela Holt Designs. Today I'm going to show you how to alter a domino, but first I'm going to give you a quick 101 basic on soldering. And I will encourage you because I am in the learning process of soldering, and there are thousands of techniques and thousands of 101 basic videos that you can find on YouTube and that will teach you a little more in depth about soldering. But I'm going to give you some basic tools that you'll need to get started. Okay, you're going to need it's foil tape. It's a double-sided foil tape. And there are different sizes, of course, for different projects. This one is 1/4 of an inch wide. And if you notice by Ranger, Memory Wrap Glass and More, this is also foil tape and it's in silver. So Ranger carries foil tape. And now I don't know if they carry it in all sizes, but you can get it into 1/2 an inch. And you can get it in a curvy look like that if you want curves or something. And you can get it in 5/16. So what you're going to need to do is, a great place to shop is, there's one particular store I like to shop at, and it's on Etsy, and I'll give you the link so that you can go and get started. Now, this is soldering wire. Soldering wire is very flexible. It's thick. It's not like, you can't craft with it or mold with it very well, so it's just strictly for soldering. And the soldering that I get from Lowe's is for metalwork soldering. It is specifically for metalwork, and that's what we're going to be using. They say do not use plumber soldering, which I have been using plumber soldering. This is the one my husband gave me, and it's by Oatly. You can find this at Lowe's, Home Depot. And it has been doing my projects really well. But you also can get Metalworks, or you can go to the Etsy store that I'm going to send you to, and I'll throw in some other links of places that I found where you can get your soldering. Now you're going to need a liquid flux. A liquid flux is where the when you apply the flux to the metal tape and then you apply your soldering over it, wherever the flux is where the soldering is going to go. Okay, and I'll show you that as I create soldering around one of the dominoes here. So you're going to need some flux, and of course you're going to need a soldering tool. Now I'm using one by Weller. It has 3 little lights on the end, which kind of helps me. And you're going to need a setup to where you have a wet sponge and where you can clean off your soldering tip during soldering, which is going to need to be wet. And then of course somewhere where you can set it like that. And please, 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 please be very careful when soldering. I burnt myself really bad right here, and it wasn't pretty. So it hurt like hell. That's all I'm going to tell you. It hurt. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how to add foil tape around the domino and then solder it. Okay, so I have done 4. All right, I am going to use a 1/2 inch wide soldering. Let's see. Well, and what you're going to do is you're going to start at the edge here. Now, working with the domino, you want the tape to be a little wider than the domino itself. Okay? And when you put it on, you want it to overlap just a little bit on the front and then overlap quite a bit on the back. So that's why you would want to use a larger or wider domino. I can't think tonight. Oh my Lord. A wider foil tape, as you can see right there. And please do not take your finger and rub this down. Oh, no, no, no. This is metal. Okay, this tape is metal. It's copper. And if you run your finger across there trying to mush that down, you'll have the worst paper cut known to man. Take it from me. I made that mistake one time. Okay. And then you're going to press this one down, and then you're going to bring this one on the way up like that. And then you're going to snip the excess. Don't throw your little pieces away, because they can become useful, like if you just need a little piece of soldering foil tape. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take a back end of, you can be a tool, it could be the back end of a knife or something. It can be a bone folder, and you are going to press those corners and that foil tape around. Now remember, wherever the foil tape is where the soldering is going to go. It will not solder onto the paper here. It won't stick. So you have to give it a place for soldering. So you want to take it, and you also want to do the edges as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you another trick as well. So we're going to do the back side. And the back side of my dominoes will be covered. Okay. And you're going to press those down just like that. And then you can take it against your table, and you can press it down that way. Get them corners pressed down really nice. Take the time in your in putting your tape down, because you don't want it to come apart or come off. Now, if you see that you have, as you see here, I've got more tape on one side and the other, and it kind of looks wonky, and I don't want my image to look wonky or my soldering. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to take an X-Acto knife or a utility blade, and I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to go down and cut like that. Just like that. Give it a little pressure, but nothing, you don't have to be like really pressing it, and it'll come off just like that. There we go. This part takes a little bit of time and practice, and my blade is really dull. There we go. Use a sharp blade when doing this, and be extremely careful. See, now you take that little sliver off, and let me tell you something about these. These will get in your feet, they will hurt you, they will poke you, and they will cut you. So please discard them safely. And don't take your hand and scrape it off the table like that with these little slivers. You'll cut your hand. So just be cautious. I'm just giving you all the cautionary things that I have done to myself here, learning this craft, and what nuisance things can be. And as you see now, that edge right there is really clean. Okay, I'm going to do along the bottom here, just cleaning up that edge. Okay, and then I'm going to go and clean that one up right there. Alright, and just lift and pull that away like that. Okay, I'm not worried about the back because the back will be covered, and I'm going to do the top here. Again, the back will be covered, and I'm not worried about it being perfect and precise on the back. I am on the front though. So you're just going to lift that away like that. And if you want to lift it up a little bit and then take your scissor you can do it that way as well. Now notice here, now this is a mistake I just made. I'm going to show you how to fix it. I liked it that much on the bottom, but as you see I took too much off the top. So all you have to do is repress that down. Get your little scrap that you cut off. See, that's why you never throw those away. And you're going to press it down like that. Oh, see, I got my thing zoomed in too much. Hang on. There we go. You're going to press it down like that. You're going to fold it over and fold it down on that side. Fold it down on that side. And then fold it down on that side as well. And see? And that's how you can make patches, because wherever the soldering goes, wherever the tape is where the soldering is going to go, and you're going to see that here in a moment. Okay, so I'm really pressing this down because I did piece it, and I want it really nice for whoever purchases it. Okay, so there you go, a beautiful wrapped domino. Okay, now let's get ready for soldering. You're going to need some really heavy duty clips. You can't hold this and solder. This thing gets hot, like hot, like burn you hot. So you're just going to get you a nice clip there. And you can use, another thing you can use, if you don't have industrial clips, you can get these little office clips like this. And do the same thing. So we'll work with that. Okay, you just want something to where you can hold. Now you're going to take your liquid flux. Okay, I always like to set out my wire right here, because I take my gun to the wire, my soldering gun to the wire. I don't bring the soldering to my project. It's really easy to work it this way, and it's a lot better. So just paint on your flux. You're going to take your soldering and you're going to pick up some, and then you hear that hissing? All that is the flux burning off. But as you see, it only goes where that flux goes. Okay? So you can do the edge the same way. Just like that. Okay? And if your solder is not smooth, you can do your best by smoothing it out, or in my case, because I want it chunky and I want it to look vintage, I'm going to take my gun here and I'm going to tap it to put in indentions in it to make it look more beaded, like a beaded metal. Just like that. Okay? And then now I'm going to do the back on that side. Okay? Do you see? And I'm not worried about giving the back that beaded look, just the sides. Just like that. See? Now I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. Grab you some flux. Some solder from your soldering wire. Grab you some more. Now, there are tons of videos out there that can teach you different ways. I am just showing you some very, very basics here. And that's what I want just to show you, is the basics. And as you can see, I am adding that indented beaded look, beaded metal look. Okay, I'm going to scoop this over like that, and I'm going to grab some solder. Okay. There we go. All right, now we're going to do the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and do this edge here. All right. Okay. Again, adding that beaded look. All right. Now the end got soldered. See, I love that look. Now you're going to do this edge. There we go. Then we're going to do this edge here. Okay. Alright. Like that. And now make sure that we have solder on all our edges, and we need to change our direction here. I'm going to use a larger clip. This can actually be very therapeutic in a way, because you just get to play with a different medium, and you get to, you know, all right. Alright, now we're going to do the top, and then I'm going to show you how to solder on jump rings. When soldering jump rings, I would use a 16 or 18 gauge jump ring because it's a thicker metal. The thinner jump rings tend to lose their shape quickly and they bend easily. So you want a thicker jump ring when working with making a pendant or anything of that nature. I've learned that, and as you can see, it looks nice. I love it. It looks good. Alright, so I'm going to set this up like this, and I'm going to get 2 jump rings. Let's see. Alright, those look good. Okay, you know a jump ring has a opening on it. Well, you want that opening to be soldered, okay? So that opening of the jump ring goes down on the goes to down, and then you're going to solder it to the piece, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to add a little flux to here and a little flux to the jump ring. And you're going to grab some solder, and, well, that jump ring just went wee, wee, wee. Let's try it again. See? Okay. Let's add a little there and a little there. Okay. We've got the solder onto our tool here. You're going to lay the opened end of the jump ring, and you're going to stick your soldering tip right through the center of it like that. And don't forget to keep up with your tap look, and there you go. You've soldered it on there. And if you want, you can add just a little bit more for security purposes. And just, there you go. Like that. And now what you're going to do is you're going to grab, and you're going to grab on that side, and we're going to do it again. But I got to get another jump ring, because my jump ring jumped off. Okay. Remember, we're going to solder the opened end of the jump ring to we're going to add a little flux to the jump ring. We're going to add some right here, and then we're going to hold it down in the center there. And if you happen to solder your you can unsolder something. You just have to reheat it up, just like you would anything. Now see, look there, look what happened. I just messed it up. Okay, and if I try to move it, it's going to break. Okay, so look, I just jacked that up, right? Well, let me show you how you're going to fix it. You're going to grab it right there, and you're going to reheat it. Hold the soldering gun onto that area, and there you go. And now I've got, it's twisted, so now I've got to grab it and there you go. I took it right off. So now you have all this extra solder on here, and you can smooth it out like that. Okay, and I'm going to go back to soldering this again. You're just going to add a little flux. Well, did that one jump away? No. Okay. You're going to take it, hold it again, and there you go. Easy as that. So it fell off, it bent, it broke. We reheated it, and there you go. It is on there. And if you still see that it's a little bit crooked, just take your pliers and bend it. You know, just like that. And that, my friends, that's hot, is a soldered domino with 2 soldered rings on it. And again, you can go through here and add more texture by tapping, giving it that beaded look, because we're going to be using some stuff like that. And at the end of your soldering, just take and wipe off the tip of your soldering tip as best you can. This sponge has seen better days, and because it has water, it's going to steam, so don't worry about that. You can actually flip it over. And don't throw away all the little soldering bits that might bounce around your table or anything, because they can be remelted down. So you know, soldering is fun. You just got to be very careful with it, okay? So I'm going to unplug that, let that dry. I'm going to let this cool. I'm going to put up my soldering stuff, and then I'll be back to decorate one of these that I've just got done, that I've soldered. Okay? All right. One more thing I wanted to show you before I start decorating is that you're going to want to sand this down. Now, there's several options you can use. You can use a wire brush like this, and you can sand, you know, scrape off the high peaks. You can go back to your emery board, and you can sand it that way. Or if you're lucky enough and have a Dremel, you can Dremel. I have the extension for the Dremel that's like a handle or a pin like this, and you can sand it. So this is the way I'm going to do it. I'm using a rough bit sand tip that you can order or purchase for your Dremel, and this is the Dremel wand hand. I'll put a link in the Dremel and this wand hand. I'll put a link in the description box so you can go and look into getting that. And I'm going to sand it that way. So it's going to be loud, so turn down your volume. And there you go. All right. So, it looks like a dentist drill. I think that's what they use in dentists. Take a rag or something and clean off all of those metal pieces. Do not do it with your hand. Okay? So now that is clean and sanded. And now I'm ready to apply a product. And I want mine to look vintage. So I'm going to use some antique gold. This is the Gilder's paste. And since it's smooth, I can use my finger in doing this. Like that. We'll add some antique Gilder's paste. Okay. Alright. Now, if you get some on your image, you can just rub it off like that. And then to get in those crevices, I am going to use the black Gilder's paste and my paintbrush, my dry paintbrush here. And I want those crevices really in there, and see, because I gave it that beaded look, you can see what it's doing there. And then I'll go back over it with the gold. Just like that. Okay, gonna do it on this side. Just rub it in there. Alright. Just rub it in there like that. Rub it on the edge there. Okay. There you go. Rub it down like that. And again, if you get some on the image, just take your rag and just wipe it off. Okay. And if you want, you can use on top of Gilder's paste. If you really want a gold shiny look, you can use a bit of Inca Gold. See, it gives it a whole new look to it. I love rubbing products because they can really change the look of a metal or a, you know, whatever you're wanting to convey on it. Also do the back, even though the back's going to be covered. It's just, you know, and you can do the jump rings the same way, like that. And see, look, it looks like beaded gold. It's very pretty. And just rub it in there. So, just rub it in there like that. And then you can go back to your brush. This is about building the look. You can go back with a rag or a brush and brush in a little bit of that black that was on there. Like that. Just get that one. Okay. There you go. Then you're going to brush that in. And just build those layers up. There you go. Nice. Looks pretty. Very vintage. And to help bring out the blue in her dress, I have got a blue Inca Gold. This one is called Aquamarine. Never used it until now. And I'm just going to do a little bit. Nothing. I just want it to have a few blue hues. Just, you know, like that. Just a little bit. Nothing really drastic. There we go. There we go. Alright, then you can take, if you've got it in more than some areas you want it, you can take it. As you see there, now it has a touch of blue to it, like that. Alright, so now I'm going to go gather up some pieces to make the dangle that's going to hang off the end of this one. Okay, so I will be back in just a moment. Okay, to finish this up, I've created a couple of dangles using some Swarovski crystals and some spacer beads. I also created this one. This is using a floral bead cap, again with some Swarovski crystals and a spacer bead. And I also picked out this large piece here, so I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but we will see. Let's see, I wanted to use a little bit of chain, and this is some chain from a broken piece of jewelry. So I'm going to snip it off there. Okay. All right. So let's see. There we go. What I'm going to do here is separate the prongs here and put them back. I've got one more to separate. Right here. Where's that? Oh, right there. And then I'm also going to put that one through that loop there. Oops. There we go. Now it's on there like that. And then I'm going to separate this one and add it to there. Oh, I tell you what. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to feed that one through like so. grab that end. Damn it. There we go. Got it that time. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to hang this one using a large jump ring. Going to hang this one off of one of the chains like that. Isn't that pretty? And then here on the bottom, I'm going to get another jump ring. And we'll hang this off the very bottom piece of the chain. Right through there. Like that. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to take this piece. This is a little charm from a charm bracelet. And I'm going to add it to there like that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. And it brings out the blue in the thing. Now, what you can do is, if you want, you can take a piece of lace and you can tie it this way onto there and then simply add a chain. If you want, you can do that. Or if you just don't want to do anything, which I don't like this, but it was an idea. And you can just simply add a chain or whatever. A bead, a regular chain, a beaded ball chain. Now to finish the back, what I'm going to use is simply a piece of felt. Let me go grab a piece. Normally I have scraps around here, but I'm going to use some of them. I really enjoy this sticky back felt. Okay, now what you can do is you can take a regular domino and cut it a little bit smaller. Just like that. You can peel and stick it right onto the domino. Or you can use a piece of chipboard or whatever it is you're wanting to use. You can use that. I figured if it was going to lay against your skin, that wouldn't, the roughness wouldn't bother you. You know. So, enjoy, get access to the download. Altered dominoes have been around for years. It's not a trade secret, and as some people would like to believe, But it's just whatever you want to choose to do. Like, I'm gonna add this little pearl. You know, you can sit there and just add and create and just have fun with it. That's what crafting's all about. Is having, just reinventing or revisiting things that have been done in the past, and just go for it. I mean, you know, you don't have to. We all started somewhere, but there you go. Just adding dangles and pieces of bling and beautiful pearls and stuff on there like that. Kindling to beautiful ones. See, I made, soldered this one, and I've done this one and these. But please, I encourage you, like I said in the beginning of the video, I encourage you to Google and go to YouTube for more Soldering 101 videos. It is something you need to practice and everything, and it is something that is really fun and can really bring a uniqueness to your work and stuff. And but yeah, if you have any questions about any of the products that I used in this video, please let me know. Like, share, and subscribe like always, and stay for detailed photos at the end of the video. I'm gonna put this on a chain and probably give it to my mama. She'll like wearing it. But thank you so much, and until next crafty project, ladies, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.